Hey guys, here I am in all my I need to get dressed and brush my teeth glory. I didn't really do myself today, but anyway, I thought this was important. I haven't done one of these videos in a very long time. This girl is local, within 35 minutes and change from me, and I think this is important. I've already tuned in a few times today to this case, but I just want to get a conglomerate of all of that intuitive information and put it in a video. And also I should be able to upload that to YouTube, hopefully. I haven't done that one in a while either. So let me get my thoughts together, you guys. Sorry. The boyfriend did it. He's a sociopath. The grandparents know he's a sociopath, okay? I think he probably has physically abused and terrorized the grandparents and the brother. I think that he just went crazy. He thought she was gonna leave. They talked about it, but it was exacerbated, accelerated by something. I saw a text message at the time that somebody sent the text message. The last text message was literally when this was happening. I think it was 7:09, but I get the feeling it went from 7:09 to 8:01 or 8:09 in that area. They need to look at cameras from that time frame. Also, I think there's more than one crime scene. They need to check the two farms that are around the corner. And I don't know if it's those farms, but I picked up farm type information. Cow manure in a vat. I don't know what that could be. But I specifically keep hearing vat, unless I'm saying it wrong. Like that time I thought they were saying dog and they were saying dock. But anyway, cow manure in a vat. Also, when I looked at the map, the fire tower stuck out to me. And there's another farm that has cow manure. Because I feel like cow manure, I'm not exact. Cow manure has something to do with it. They tried to, I'm trying to be highly sensitive. In case any of the family sees this. But I firmly believe, and mind you, if any of the family's watching, my brother was murdered. That's why I do what I do. And specifically why I do missing persons cases, because there was a period of time when we didn't know what happened. And the mind can do some terrible things to you when you don't know. And I said to myself, the worst part would be not knowing. Having your loved one gone, not knowing. So this is why I do what I do. So I'm not coming from a place of not understanding. I literally understand. And I feel for that sister, like, that shit gets me. Oh boy. When you only have that bond, I know that bond. And I can't imagine having that bond and not having other support. The traditional, no, it's not traditional, but good firm support out of love. Anyway. I have a feeling that she's not all in one piece. Okay, I'm just going to say it like that, and I'm going to put it over here. They need to check his shoes. I heard he took an Uber, and this is my logic marrying up with after I picked up intuitively the shoe information. They need to check the mats in the Uber, and I'm not sure they did, but I'm pretty thorough when I do these. I want to go over everything so that any possible little thing that I say, because this isn't my cross to bear, this isn't for me, but I could say something that could. And I do it in readings all the time, and I don't even know I'm doing it sometimes. Actually, I do know I'm doing it. I just don't focus on it. I could say something that could be that one thing was like, ding, ding. She did not go missing when he reported her. It was the night before. And I feel like there's a rhythm to this. There's like a 3-day differential between it, okay? I really wish they would check the cameras around those farms and stuff about that time. That's what I think they need to ask those people. And I'm not saying they didn't. I'm not saying they did. I'm not pointing fingers. I'm telling you what I'm feeling. I do not think she's in the reservoir. I could be wrong, but I feel like the thought process was, we're going to make them think that we put her in the reservoir. But that road is pretty simple. It goes, it comes out of their house and down a reservoir road. But if you come down and around and you don't go towards the reservoir and you go right this way, there's a farm, Roofer, or our name. They have pigs over there. Their pigs, I can't remember the terminology they use, but I feel like they're outside. Then there's another farm up the street because I keep hearing about this manure. And I think he burned stuff and left it somewhere. So that could be it. And something to do with manure in a vat. And a vat, to me, you guys know my brain, my ADHD. It reminds me of Chris Watts. Okay? Because he put those kids in an oil vat. So it may not be a vat, but that may be their way of getting me to think about that and focus in. I think the grandparents are enablers. And I think they know about this. I think the brother knows too. I think there'll be charges for him, but I'm not exactly sure what that is. I don't feel, when I tune into it, I don't feel like he's involved directly in the death, but I feel like he was there. So he didn't do anything, in other words, and then he helped afterwards. I think the grandparents know, but they don't have a direct knowing. They just know that the kid's a psychopath. Strike that. I'm not going to he's definitely a sociopath, okay? Well, intuitively, that's my feeling, and I've dealt with some pretty nasties. Letitia, my ex. Anyway. I think she's really sorry to her sister. I also get the number 23 and the number 17. And I'm not exactly sure how that connects, but they'll find her. It'll be sooner than later, but I also feel like there might be some sort of connection between people that know people, like people that know the grandparents and maybe have something to do with the law or something like that. So it's not just not pushing on the pedal to the metal because of the whole, drama that happened with the state police and, the Karen Reed trial. I do think that's factoring in, but I also get like an extra feeling to that. I also think that the family, his family, is racist. But given the State of the Union right now, my brain is hypersensitive to picking that out. So I'm not saying that's relevant. I'm just telling you what I picked up. Oh, God. I think he burned evidence. But he still has the shoes that he used or that he switched into to do something. There's something on his shoes. I'm positive. I don't know if he took his shoes off and then put his feet back in it and now there's DNA inside the shoe. But I'd like to test his shoes. I know that. My police hat went on and I was like, there's DNA there, buddy. Like, I can feel it. There's also a light fixture somewhere with DNA on it. I think he flipped the entire fluff out. He was not having her leave him. In addition, not having her leave him while all these women that are friendly with her, and are not friendly, but supportive of her, because he doesn't really have that. They're more enablers. Thinks he's bad. They think that he's abusive. I also think he was I think he was checking her phone. That's another thing that came in. I feel like right before this incident, she's in the bathroom, he's in the bedroom, and checking her phone. I think he just went berserk. and literally beat I'm not going to go there. You guys, you know how I'm so straightforward, and I have to say what comes off the top of my head, but I'm being very sensitive right now to people. Oh, God. I fight with this all the time. But I feel like I know how it works. I've done this before. It's been a little while. I'm maybe sound a bit rusty. I definitely look like, oh, God, I'm aging, you guys. Jesus. It just happens. Anyway, I think you catch my drift. Her hair. There's hair somewhere. Patches of hair and skin. Maybe in the shoe even. I don't know. Because things are so... I mean, I think about this all the time when I'm in the shower. I'm like, holy shit, my hair is literally all over this house. Everywhere we go, I'm constantly picking hair off, right? And it takes one strand to prove, right? With a patch of flesh or scalp. I don't know. Oh, God, this case, it really got me, ma'am. Because I'm going to tell you, there's a polarity, not a polarity, but there's a stark difference between these two people. He is a sociopath because he couldn't deal with the trauma. I don't know if the mother did drugs or somebody did drugs, but there's a drug involvement or an abandonment feeling from there. And then the grandparents don't do any good. They enable him. So he just kept becoming more aggressive, more rageful, and more sociopathic. So then I feel like, how am I feeling? I don't know. I'm feeling like I'm getting old. But I'll rock this one out too. Just want to be best in my class. Anyway, it's just because I like competition. But let me get back to this. But it does help me when I break things up like that. Because anyway, where was I, you guys? This case really is... I know where I was, they told me. So there's a stark contrast between the two. She has abandonment issues, but in a different way. But to a child doesn't say, hey, well, you know, you just died. You were a great person, then you died. The child feels and processes abandonment. The same way a child, and I'm not saying about the whole situation, because there's other abuse that can come with drug use, but when a mother doesn't do what she's supposed to do and abandons the child feels abandonment. It's a very 1 through 7 type archetypal, and that's not the right word, but my mind's all over the place right now, type of energy, right? Adults do the details and get it twisted and manipulate. Kids don't really do that. They're like, yeah, you're ugly. Or, no, you're skinny. Like, they're just very, kind of like me. I'm a kid at heart too. Like, I don't want to do all the extra stuff. Anyway, she retained that. He hated her for that. I promise you, he hated her for that. And he was going to make her suffer. But he couldn't do that if he lost control of her. Ugh. Oh my God. So, and I do feel she was I heard that too, but then there was a question if she really was a domestic violence something or a shelter. I don't know. But I don't think that's where she was at the time. I think... I'm wondering how that would happen, though. I don't know the house. I don't know the family. I don't know any, but I feel like the brother knows and witnessed it and or helped with the body. I'm pretty sure. He definitely helped with the body, okay? But how did the grandparents not? So I haven't really got too much information about that. You know, they could have literally been in bed and so used to his his sociopathology that they just slept through it. Seriously. People do that, especially older people who don't hear as well. They need to check his shoes. Somehow they need to get him or get those cameras at that time frame and catch them lying, and then get the search warrant. You'll find everything you need. They're not going to get away with it. And I'm talking about the two because they'll both be charged, although I don't think the brother's going to be charged with murder because I really don't think he'd murder. He didn't have anything to do with that part of it. But he may have witnessed it and not done anything. In my book, that's just as bad, you know? Like all the ones that just let my brother bleed to death. But sometimes you got to let the higher power. Nixie! That is... Freya. Can you get Nala from Nixie before she decides she's going to make it her partner? Get Nala behind you. Sorry, guys. Right there. Leave it to anybody in my house to bring it up a bit. You know, the lightheartedness of life. I've been thinking about it too. And I haven't done this in a while, but every once in a while I get this weird, strange pull where I feel like I have to do it. And this was one of them. I sat outside and talked to my spirit guides today, and I'm pretty sure it was her. Again, I don't sign my name on anything really until it happens. I do this so that I can calibrate my system so we can get some answers to problems. That's my point. I don't want trying to spin tires and waste time. I'm trying to put connections together to get the right thing done, especially for a family that should not ever have to feel like that. And a sister, I watch my kids, right? Because me and my brother were only 14 months apart. And when you grow up that close, it's just different. And I watch Freya and Jane. I don't know. It just... I'm trying to think if I picked up anything else because I've been at it all day, back and forth, trying to fight my ADHD and get things done. Was there anything else? She did not walk off that property. I feel like they purposely brought you, I'm speaking to police, you know, proverbial out there, because somehow it always gets to where it's supposed to go. Because this magic mouth. Nixie, that is not for you. I feel like, oh God, I lost it. I was saying it to the police, right? Oh God, what was I saying, you guys? Hi, guys. Hi, Jess. Shoot. And you know me, I'll pick it back up. But it's that I'm hearing the song Round and Round by Tevin Campbell. Because that's how my brain works when I do this. And if I just let it go, it eventually comes back around like, like the rotation of the world. Shit. There was a message there. Dang it. Let me drink coffee and just settle my mind. Plus, I want to put this on YouTube, and you know I don't like extra stuff. I don't want people to do what I have to do in some of these news things I've been watching. I don't want to hear about you complaining things in the thingy thing. You got a news to give, a reading to do, get the shit done. Unless you're doing an interactive thing. Right? I don't know. It makes me not want to listen. So, and right now, I think... No, I don't think she did walk off the property. No. No. I think they know that. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. I love when that happens. Thank you, Tracy. She didn't walk off the property. And I think that they're trying to make you think somehow, I don't know if they took the Uber on purpose or if they know that there's cameras somewhere, so they purposely took her right down that road and went, however, because I feel like the police are at the reservoir because whatever they seen on video or something to that effect. But I'm telling you, I think they think they're smarter. So, and that's the reason that I feel like, and it could be their thoughts because I've done many cases at this point, but I know from Gannon's case that a lot of the things I picked up, if you guys remember, were all ridiculously on point and all verifiable, but some of the things were the thought processes in her brain and not what she actually did, like going to, oh God, it's been so long, Gannon. Something Rock, Castle Rock. I was like, remember? And she did go to Castle Rock. And then I kept hovering around that area where the No Street was, Noe. And that's where she left the suitcase of his body, right? And I just couldn't get around it because it's like an energetic imprint, right? And I feel like my body's drawn to these pieces, like that fire tower. You never know. They could have been planning what they're going to do and standing at the fire tower like, you know what, buddy? We should probably I'll climb up there and I'll put all the shit in the fire tower, all the evidence, and I'll burn it. Ooh, let's listen. And I'll burn it. But I think they think they're smarter. That's what I think. And I think they purposely tried to make the police think that she's in the reservoir. And I could be wrong. And listen, I don't care if I'm wrong. I care that she gets home and she gets answers and her sister knows what the hell happened because I literally know how it feels. So I don't say this willy-nilly. And honestly, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope she comes. What? You know me. I'd be like, well, back to the drawing board. Hi. Back to the drawing board. Let's get this done. Right? But the truth of the matter is that I have a pretty high accuracy rate. Even if I don't translate exactly right. My seams sometimes are a little bit wonky, but still beautiful tapestry. What do you need, Jean? Go ahead. Give me water. Let me just pull back a bit and see if there's anything else because there were so many things. What I'll probably do is I'll just add comments. I'm going to upload this to YouTube because it's been forever since I put up a case and people ask me all the time. And I think this is important enough that I don't care who sees it and it click and makes things click together. I really don't. As long as her sister and those who care about her get answers. And I want them to arrest him because he's a sociopath. How irresponsible can those grandparents be? And you know how I know? Because they don't care that she's dead. I'm trying to tell you. Beyond the fact that they think it's going to ruin their name, right? They don't care. So, give it to them where they ask for it. That's what I say. They can be accessories because they were in the know after the facts. They don't actually directly know, but they know enough. And because we live in this United States is so crazy right now that people believe bullshit. Absolute ridiculous bullshit, right? You can hear it in my voice because I've had it with that. Kim said, hi, Jane, but I got distracted. Hi. What was I going to say? They believe absolute bullshit. They are sociopaths. Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm not on board with all of that. The same way that a whole family that's never had mental health issues can literally give birth to a psychopath, like Jeffrey Dahmer. So it can happen both ways. But it's along that same spectrum. Just complete narcissists. Hold on, Jane. I can't. When you do, I can't. I get overtouched, and I want to get this out so I can get off the video. And you'll touch me. Oh, sure. All right, we'll cuddle after. Just give me a second because I'm over my... It's hard for me, you guys, sometimes. And since the trip to Mexico and me doing a lot of spell work for myself, my energy is so clean. It is so clean that the first spell I did with that anthem, I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but my brain does that like I call a sheen. And people are like, it's not sheen. There were like sparks coming out of my fingers. I don't know how, but I noticed it when I was cutting cords. I'm like, oh, shit. It did happen again, but it hasn't happened again. But that was more like towards 88. Anyway, I'm getting way off the thing. What was I saying? I can't remember at this point. Wait, maybe. Yes, thank you, Gina. The grandparents are also afraid of him, and so The brother felt pressured to do so. And also the environment within that house created that natural ability to just do some shit like that and not say anything. You get what I mean? There's other things that went on in that house, but I'm not here for that. I'm here for this girl. And she needs to get home. And her sister and her loved ones need answers. But thank you. I feel like I'm on a merry-go-round that needs a tune-up. Maybe. I haven't done this in a while, so that could be it. What was I saying? You guys, I did it again. Maybe the grandparents are also afraid of him. Where was I? What did I just say, you guys? I'm sorry. I came ill-prepared. I didn't do my hair, but I want to get this out as soon as possible because I think this is really important, so... And I'll do that because I still don't like being... I like being under the radar with everything I do. I hope she's found safe. I hope to, like, that, hallelujah, that is good news to me. Great news. I love to be wrong in those cases. I don't think I've ever been wrong about them being alive or dead, though. Maybe, yeah, I have. Maybe 2 times, but I mean, that's out of, like, probably at least 500 cases at this point. And there was, I feel like I figured out later what I flipped around. But anyway, what the hell was I saying? I don't remember. Yeah, the grandparents are afraid of him. Oh, the brother's intimidated by him. And he felt pressure to do so. I don't think that the brother is as much of a sociopath. That's probably not fair to say it like that, but for the sake of brevity in my brain, you know, staying on course right now, I don't think the brother's as much. You do, girl. That is hot. You got to be careful. You can't. You can't.
She keeps scratching my bad ankle. She keeps scratching it.
Get upstairs, Jane. I'm on. You know I'm on a live session on my business page. You didn't know that? I told you that. Go upstairs, please, because she shouldn't scratch that. All right, guys. I'm gonna end this, and if I took a shower today and everything, man. This whole aging process, momming thing is wild. But you know what? I don't care. You know what I care about? I care about children and making sure that real people know where their loved ones are. That's what I ultimately care about. So you can expect to see a lot more cases from me. And honestly, I do not give a shit how accurate I am. And that probably is the reason I am accurate. I just want to calibrate my system better, translate better, and get more people home. Living, dead, whatever. Nobody should have to worry. And nobody has the right to do that to people. And those grandparents, man, I just want to line them up and slap the shit out of them with 5 canes. Because, that's what I was saying. All right, my last point. Let's seal it up. Don't forget, Joanne. Oh, God. Here we go. Oh, yes. Those grandparents. Now, let's picture this. Oh, yeah. And I remember saying that the country believes a lot of bullshit these days. But I'm very logical and very intuitive, and they marry well together, right? Picture this. You don't really care about the situation because they just met. He's a psychopath. There's probably drama all the time. They're bickering and fighting. You're old. Don't want to hear it, right? I get that. I totally get that. When I'm 80, listen, don't tell me nothing. I'm doing what I want to do, and you're going to give me what I want because I lived all these years. And I shouldn't have to listen to anybody's bullshit, right? Okay, so that is totally fine and acceptable, right? Now, in addition, beyond that one point, this girl is pregnant with your grandson's baby. Even if it's not your grandson's baby, this girl is young, she's innocent, and she's pregnant. All of a sudden, she just takes off. Takes off and nobody can find her. And the police come. Excuse me, ma'am. We want to help you find your supposed loved one. right? Because from the outside, that's what normal people would do. They would say, okay, well, you make a decision when somebody's having a baby that interlocks into your family, right? You may not pick them, but they're carrying part of your future, right? Right. So there's a base level of concern and worry. Hello, this is Rehobeth Police, or Massachusetts State Police. We are here to help you find your loved one. And what do these pieces of shit say? Huh? No? Think about what I'm saying to you. And the country, for some reason, just needs a slap in the face lately. Because the shit they do and don't believe is wild to me. It doesn't even make any logical sense. If we were doing this 150 years ago, they would have put people in asylums for that shit. Because it makes no sense. Logic, and I'm doing this for a reason because people just get, oh shit, I gotta plug the phone in. People just get so, sorry baby, oh sucky.
Cause,
No. Oh, Freya? Okay. They said no, as far as I know. Right? Where is it? Oh, come on with this shit, Charles Fortin. Like, go hustle somebody else, because I promise you, my shit is so ridiculously on point. Just by thinking it might happen. Yeah, we banned him. All right, bye-bye. We don't have time for you. So, I banned him. Don't worry about Charles trying to pimp on my page from Nigeria. I forgot you were there. Sorry.
it's fine. It's funny.
Right, Gina. If they have nothing to hide, let them in. Wait, let's back up even more, right? Another scenario so you can see how out of pocket that move really is. Wait, Jane, I forgot again. I told you when I'm like that, please. It's not, and it makes me, then they think, I don't know what they think. I know they don't think that, but I have so much energy running through my body. When you do that, it like feels like it's stuck. Now, where was I? Oh, yeah. So, say you have something in the house, right? I don't know. Marijuana. I mean, these are old ass people with all that acreage, dude. You couldn't just hide it or something. It doesn't make sense. You would say normal, not normal because it's really not normal, but people who have unconditional love for people in general would say, oh my God, what can I do? I'll do anything. Minimum, right? Minimum, you're going to allow them onto the property that the girl lived at. It's not like she has a home base, because I don't think she has parents, right? And her sister, I think, is out of state. So there is no other area. That's it. And you say, no, thank you? What do you mean, no, thank you? I thought you said she walked to the end of the road and busted a right. And took off into the it was the darkness. But it wasn't the darkness. What time is it right now? Yeah, it was like it is right now. Look. Just like that. Twilight, past twilight. Because I keep getting the time. 8:01, 8:09. And it was happening when somebody sent that last text message. Which I think was 7-something. Because I heard that before I knew there was a text message. And I have the screenshots to prove that, too. I said, who was the last person to text? And I said, I think it was happening during that. And I also brought up, that's exactly what it said. I just put that together. I said, I'm worried about you calling me or something like that. And that's what the text said. See, I've been doing this all day, and I haven't done this in a while. And the State of the Union and a bunch of other stuff going on. But you get my point. Sorry. So it may seem a little PC than it usually is. There's more than one. I feel like that sister is closer. That they give me the feeling like the feeling with Jane and Freya. And Jane and Freya are 3 years apart. Right? 3.5? 3 and change. Same thing. Yeah, and you and Freya too. Okay. Well, I want to know why, and people are like, oh, you know me. Oh, you don't say things these early, and you don't know. And listen, fuck that and fuck that. And, oh my God, the kids. I'm sorry, you guys. I've been doing so well not swearing in front of them, because there was a point where I just couldn't help myself, but because I was not grounding, protecting, and shielding properly, or doing spell work for myself. But I am now. Oh, I got 10%. I'll ride that out, because I like to be in this room. I have a there's a screenshot of all of it, and I do those things on purpose, and not so I can see, look how Billy badass I am, because I want people to listen if I know what I'm talking about, so we can find people, and then move on to the next person and find them too. I love doing what I do, but it's draining, and it's more draining when I have to listen to people's bullshit. Actually, I'm getting a lot better at it though, of the in one ear and out the other. I really am. You should see it. Most of the time, it's just me anyway, I'm getting off the beaten path again. Does anybody have any questions that they can jar up something from me? The time's on it. Oh, I did say something about the time's not adding up on the last text. Like, why does it say we have to wait till 3, but sent it at 3:42? Nope, Jane. Why? You are my most antagonistic child, and I love it. And I feel like I'm at the Olympics, so every time, and I have to... Listen, I literally have evidence of you saying that here. And what did I tell you? Do you need to ask the whole business page?
No.
Right. So you're going to ask me again for what? All right, I'm not going to get distracted. I get your purpose. Go upstairs, please, then. Okay? Okay. All right, do you guys have any questions? The times didn't add. I can't listen to some people on the news thing, and then people say dumb things in the comments, and then I get distracted. Somebody said something about she had a prepay, but I don't know if they meant that's why her phone's off. No, that's not why her friggin' phone's off. Her phone's smashed, I think. That's what I think. But I would go look in that fire tower thing. But what do I know? Maybe somebody can get a drone and fly it over the friggin' top of the tower and see if there's anything in there. I don't know. I don't know why I locked in on that. I don't know if that's the direction I don't know. But I like to cover all bases, and I can just tell you what stands out in my mind. The number 23 stands out in my mind. I don't know if that means it's the 23rd of this month, or the number 23, or 23 is an address. I usually don't know. Well, I can feel sometimes around for it, but it's in hindsight. I just like to put the pieces out there because a lot of the time it's the people who listen to it who have firsthand knowledge of the case that put it together way better than I do. The other option I could always do is I can go to that area and I'm pulled around like a magnet. So I could do that. But I'm hoping they find her first. I think he thought about putting her in a wood chipper. Like, He's a nasty mother. He's just, And it doesn't matter because he'll be gone. And he reminds me of those kids who shoot schools. Oh, I said 17 also. Yeah. But... again, I have screenshots from somebody who asked me about the case, and I said I was going to try to go on somebody's live, which I did, and I wrote a couple comments, but I wasn't feeling that vibe. And symbiotically, Facebook shut me off because I've been cussing all the pedophiles and sexual predator supporters on Facebook because it's a marking system with algorithms to protect children because people Facebook search people's names and then it pops up. But anyway, and I go house. I just sit there. You guys, you know I'm crazy. I'm funny. I be saying the most out-of-pocket things, too. But I sit here and drink coffee and crack up all day and eat snacks. And I get bored and I just do it all the time. And I'll literally just do it. I'm only trying to raise the algorithm, so I'm not doing it for tit for tat. Anyway, long story short is Facebook today was like, I'm sorry, you can't post in pages or groups because we don't want spam. But it happened on this news thing's post, so I couldn't comment anymore. And I was like, you know what? That's the universe's way of being like, just do the live. I just didn't want to rock it out like this, but whatever. I really don't care as long as she gets home. It does not bother me. Anyway, I'm going to end this. And if I have anything else, I'll put it in comments or screenshots or whatever. But I really wish they would take that kid's shoes and test them immediately. And I really wish that somebody would fly a drone over that tower and the area from around that tower, Betancourt Farms and Rufert Farms. And I could be wrong about which farms it is, but that was my logic. I think key points before I even search anything, ever. And you guys know how I do it. I'm like, send me a photo, give me their name, and that's it. And I automatically tune in like that. The less information you give me, the better. Because the more information you give me, the more my logical mind tries to and chop it up and make it into a cat. No. So I kept hearing cow manure and a vat. I'm like, what? I'm like, this is crazy. And then they're like, every time it's crazy, it's true. I'm like, you got a point. Because I hear some wild stuff. I'm like, I'm not saying that. I'm like, you're crazy. They're going to think I'm nuts. And they're like, just say it. And every time I do, I'm like, all right, I get it. But I see different people in here. I see you guys.
Huh?
What?
Can I use the tape to fix this?
What tape?
Because, like the staples tape, you saw something with the girls looking around.
What door? Yes, Jane, you can. Okay? So,
Thanks.
where the hell was I again? This whole old age ADHD thing, perimenopause thing is just wild. What?
I said sorry.
Oh, I can't see. I need my glasses to be able to hear now. It's like the glasses are one of the things driving me nuts. I hate feeling like I'm married to something I have to see and drive. It drives me bananas. So I really wish they'd take a drone to that part. So I hear key points. I heard manure. I heard vat. I heard pigs. And then I started thinking about what I was saying earlier that I'm not going to repeat, but you catch my drift. And I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't transport it in two separate things or something. I'm not sure. See, it freaks me out because I don't like to watch those things or like that in my brain, but I know it's necessary. But my feelings lately have been like super, I don't know, like I'm hypersensitive, but I shut it off for a while when I started doing cases and stuff. And I was with the psychopath because it was easier to do cases if I could just take the emotional filter completely off. And now I feel like I need to use it again. The Betancourt farm is the one that has the manure. Does anybody know if there's a vat on that farm or something that looks like a vat that has manure in it, or somebody could put manure in it? I feel like they mixed something into the manure. And you're talking about the cameras, Gina, right? Is that what it is? Just go back. Don't go all the way down Reservation Road. Also, there's trails, like dirt bike trails and stuff. Anybody know if they have an ATV, a dirt bike, or anything else? Because if you have any actual factual, not, I need actual, like, I need to know that that's actually true, not just, oh, I heard from town. Like, so if anybody knows if they actually have that factually, that will help it will help my logic decipher what the intuition is trying to put down, if that makes sense. They took her stuff and burned it. I feel like it might be in that tower. I don't know, or around that tower or something. I wish can somebody with the drone do that? Because that's not private property, I don't think. It's not their property. It may be somebody else's, and maybe you can get permission to do that. I don't know how all that works. And do not go on those people's property. I don't care how badly you want to find her. I'm trying to tell you, do not. Because it could cause trouble. I just don't want to muddy the waters at all, right? I don't want to muddy the waters. Oh, on the Betancourt, they don't have many animals on it. Yeah, but they sell manure, and I don't know why they would tell me about manure. Yeah, take a ride. I wish somebody with a drone could get up to the top of that tower and see if there's anything in it. Even if it looks like somebody burned something in there or something. Just saying. But again, I think that they purposely did know that there's cameras somewhere, or that this was going to happen, so maybe they did the Uber on purpose. Do you feel what I'm trying to tell you? That's what I think. And that's why I want to find out about ATV, dirt bike, something, or anything with that type of thing, because those farms are a 4-minute and 6-minute drive from 107 County Road in Rehobeth. That means that it would take them 9 minutes. Wait, so 9, wait, there's differential 5. So 5, give me a second. 5, 6 and 5. So that's a third. So it would take them, the Rufert farm, Rufus, because Rufus, I had Rufus the Doofus on my personal page, so every time I go, Rufert farm, that's 4 minutes from that 107 County Road, is 9 minutes by bike. So the other one is 6 minutes from that address, which would make it, what ratio did I just say? 4, 6, so what do you got? 2/3. Give me a second. So if I add 2/3 of, what did I say it was? Give me 4, 9, 5. So 2/3. 2 times 5, 10, 3. That's another 3 minutes. So 9 minutes and 3 is 12. Okay, so it would take them 12 minutes to get to Betancourt Farm by bike, right? We'll just cut those in half if it's an ATV or dirt bike or even a golf cart or something. And I don't know if they even have those things, but it would help me figure out how they did it, or how they pieced it together, put it together. Strike that. How the events that they went through that night, if that makes sense. Let me just see if there's anything I have to, or I should address rather. All right, guys, I think that's it. Yeah, the times didn't add up on. All right, wait. You just give me a second. Remember I told you though, it was 3 things. There's a FaceTime. Then there's a text message. That one didn't get sent right away. Because whatever it was in that text, she wasn't planning on that. But she wanted whoever texted her to think that, because she knew that they were worried. And then, I think he went through her phone. I think he didn't think that she was actually going to leave again. And I think she was in the bathroom, he was in the bedroom, and he went through her phone. Because I think that very last text message at 7-something came through when it was happening. And I also bring myself mentally to 8:01 or 8:09. So I'm not exactly sure. I just saw a sparkle. I'm not exactly sure. Let me think. I don't want to do it right now. If I have to, Oh, Doofert? Yeah, Doofert, because I was calling him Doofus. I said Roofert. Oh my God, Joanne. I'll get back in the swing of it. It's not rusty, just a little dusty. Anyway, what the hell was I saying? Anyway, if I come up upon anything, which I'm sure I will, because you know how I am when I get on a case, my main goal is to get them home for their family, but I'm competitive as figgity fluff. And you know I can't stand a sociopath that thinks they can, that literally does some shit because they think they can. For no reason at all. Just because he's seething with rage, because she still holds on to light with abandonment issues, and he couldn't figure it out because he didn't have the proper support system. Oh, well. That gives you no right. And then for the grandparents to be so callous? Yeah, no. I'm not down for that. Sorry. I'm a real mom. And she wanted to protect that baby because she thought he was going to kill it. That's why. And not because he didn't want it. He did, but he wanted control. That was the main problem. That's it. And she just wanted him to be good to her. So the more he would get rageful, the nicer she would get, and the more it would fucking piss him off. Seriously. Because he doesn't have that in him. He's just seething with resentment and rage. And it made him hate her. Anyway. All right, I got 3%. I'll put this on YouTube. And I'll keep you updated as things happen. But let's get her home, man. Like, and if anybody knows, Steve, but I don't, like, what kind of grandparents? Like, I just don't understand that. When your grandparents are supposed to be like the improved version of your parents, right? I didn't have grandparents, so I don't know. I can only tell you from observation of with my own children, what their relationship with is my mother and my father, right? They hands down, best grandparents ever. And they were pretty good parents too, but their grandparent game is A++++, right? How could you do that? She's a baby. And I don't mean how could you do that as if they had something to do with it. How could you put that sociopathic piece of shit, because that's what he is, over that innocent girl right there? Like, I don't know. All right, I'm going to get off this, but we'll be doing more videos. So if you have cases, you can send them to me. I can't promise that I'll do all of them. Usually what my guides do is I am drawn to the cases that I can make the most impact in the quickest amount of time. And it doesn't mean I won't take other cases. I usually do anyway. But if I have a feeling that my energy is just going to be poured into a hole, and ultimately that's not true, right? Because I made the effort. And I'm not saying it's the person, it's not. It's the variables at hand at the time, if that makes sense. Like even Summer Wells. She still needs to be found. She's the only one I still have that hasn't been found. Because they found Suzanne. And they arrested her piece of shit husband. Barry, told you. Anyway. All right, guys. This was fun. No, strike that. I didn't mean to say it like that. I meant grief is crazy. You better watch that. Really? You already had one injury. I don't want to say it was fun. I don't know. I just feel like I'm saying everything wrong right now about that. But sometimes you just gotta keep going, knowing that you're doing the right thing, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. If anybody has any credible information, strike that. If anybody has any actual factual information that would help me put pieces together, feel free to message me. They need to get the dogs out there. I wish they would take those dogs to that farm. That's what I would do. I would take dogs to the perimeter of that entire property. Because I don't think she made it out alive. Right? And then I'd follow the smell that I could get, whatever that is, within a 10-mile that's way bigger than what it really is, but like a 10-mile perimeter. But I would pay special attention to that fire tower and the 2 farms over there. Because, people watch Criminal Minds and shit, and that's what the thing that literally flashed in my head when I was on the deck earlier thinking about it. I was like, no, that can't be it. This is wild. And they were like, yeah, it's usually that's true. And there's a Criminal Minds episode where the guy feeds the bodies to the pigs. And I remember thinking, that is absolutely disgusting. And I had to look it up to see if that's possible. And it is. And I don't know enough about farm animals to tell you that it's this pig or that pig or whatever. I think that other people that know more can probably figure out those pieces. But anyway, my phone's going to die, so let me get off this. We'll be back soon. All right. Have a good night, guys.